The power of guarded love. They say love is the cure, that if you give generously, love deeply, stay kind, the world will reward you. But not everyone sees love as salvation. Some, like Machiavelli, saw it as exposure, a crack in the armor. To him, love without limits was risk. It wasn't that love was wrong, it was that love is blind, and the world is not. The moment love takes the lead, strategy falls behind. You love your family, your friends, your partner. You share your secrets. You excuse their behavior. You give them chance after chance. Why? Because love blurs caution. You assume your loyalty will be mirrored. But Machiavelli would have laughed. He knew. Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. It comes from familiarity, from the ones closest to your heart. Enemies respect distance. But loved ones? They grow comfortable with your kindness. They begin to expect your forgiveness, demand your understanding. They lash out when you withdraw. Why? Because love, unguarded, turns you into an option, not a priority, not always out of malice, but out of assumption. Machiavelli never told us to stop loving. He taught us to love wisely, with limits, with foresight, with boundaries that bite. Because when love knows no boundaries, it becomes exposure. And exposure makes you vulnerable, especially when you're strong. Being cold isn't cruelty, it's clarity. Clarity about how closeness can shift behavior, about what people do when they stop fearing consequences, about what love can turn into when it's expected, not earned. Entitlement. Machiavelli understood something most ignore. Even those who adore you can hurt you unintentionally, and those who stay for benefits will hurt you intentionally. So the answer isn't less love, it's less blind love. When you lead with heart over head, you lose balance. Ever wonder why your advice falls flat with your family? Why friends fade once they've taken what they want? Why your partner stops appreciating you? It's because they know your love will override logic. You'll excuse. You'll return. You'll defend. You'll break your rules to keep peace. And that makes you reliable, but also easily manipulated. Machiavelli warned us, if you can't be both feared and loved, choose fear. But when it's someone close, fear feels wrong. So you abandon your power, and they win by default. The price of being warm all the time? You'll tolerate disrespect you wouldn't take from a stranger. You'll bite your tongue to avoid conflict. You'll keep peace that only benefits them. And when others grow too comfortable with your softness, they begin to test it, then twist it, then weaponize it. So no, don't stop loving, but love with sharp edges. Let them feel your warmth, but never without structure behind it. Because when love becomes unconditional, pain does too. Strangers can't shatter you. Only those you've given access can. And Machiavelli understood. It's not paranoia, it's pattern recognition. Those who know your weaknesses are the most likely to press them. Not from hate, but from familiarity. And when fear leaves, respect often follows. Test 1. Entitlement. They stop saying thank you. Stop asking. Start assuming. They believe your time, your care, your presence is guaranteed. And the first time you withhold it, you're cold. You've changed. Machiavelli would say, let them speak. That's just the sound of someone mourning their lost advantage. Test 2. The guilt trigger. You say no. They get emotional. You protect your peace. They call you selfish. It's not discussion. It's strategy. They've learned guilt can undo your boundaries. And if you fold once, they'll remember. It's not affection. It's manipulation. Test 3. The loyalty loop. You've been there. Loyal. Reliable. But when it's not mutual, it turns into expectation. They stop trying. Show up only when convenient. And when you pull back, they panic. Not because they love you, but because they lost their emotional backup. Machiavelli said, Predictable loyalty is used before it's appreciated. Test 4. Just this once. It starts small, a favor, a pass, a boundary crossed. Just this once. But it never is. You've proven you bend. Now they know you can be moved. That's not love. It's pressure dressed as closeness. Test 5. The harsh label. You draw a line. Suddenly, you're too harsh, too distant, too cold. But they don't miss your warmth. They miss their access to the version of you who allowed their chaos. And now that access is gone, they call it cruelty. It's not. It's clarity. Machiavelli saw it all coming. The closer someone is, the more they expect you to absorb their chaos. Refuse, and you're accused of betrayal. Let them, because the one who fears upsetting others ends up surrounded by people who use that fear to control them. The fix. Stop proving you're kind. Stop defending your space. Stop apologizing for evolving. Enforce. Quietly, steadily, without apology. And when they realize the old version of you is gone, they'll either grow or go.
Either way, you rise. Being cold-blooded isn't about being numb. It's about being exact, strategic, strong, especially when others assume you'll never push back. Because if you don't protect your emotional core, it becomes a dumping ground for everyone else's drama. Machiavelli didn't build walls to shut people out. He built filters to see who was worthy of entry. And once inside, no one stayed without continual re-earning. So how do you build this kind of boundary? Rule 1. Never justify your distance. Needing space isn't a debate. Pulling back isn't cruelty. Silence is strength. Machiavelli would say, explaining invites negotiation. Acting signals power. So if they ask what happened, don't explain. Just say, I've recalibrated. Rule 2. Set consequences, not conditions. Most beg, please don't do that again. Machiavelli never begged. He created structure. If you do that, I disappear. Not punishment, precision. You don't return because they panic. You return when you decide, if ever. Rule 3. Don't negotiate through emotion. Tears, silence, guilt. These are tools, not truths. Once someone knows which emotion moves you, they'll aim for it. Be unreadable under pressure. No long texts. No impulsive returns. Your silence becomes your stance. Rule 4. Define your boundaries and never bend. Boundaries that shift depending on who's asking are weaknesses. Consistency is power. I don't respond to yelling. I don't return without change. No exceptions. People test flexibility, not firmness. Rule 5. Don't fear being labeled harsh. They'll say you're cold, arrogant, unforgiving. That's okay. Machiavelli feared being used, not being misunderstood. Don't trade your truth for their comfort. Love with power, not passivity. Because love without structure is sacrifice. And sacrifice without value becomes servitude. Machiavelli would never die on someone else's emotional battlefield. He'd pull back, regroup, return with boundaries. That's not being cold-blooded. That's being in command.